Divine greetings and gratitude, everyone. If y'all are new here, my name is Nuna. I am the Oracle, the Seer, the Witch, and Wise Woman of the Saiyonan archives. Welcome to your new spiritual safe haven. And if y'all are returning, hey family, welcome back to our sacred space. I'm always honored, excited, and elated to be in your presence. Let's go ahead and take a moment real quick to do a reading. And I was supposed to have gotten this reading done before the kids woke up. However, the kids are all awake. They're in the front watching Charlie's Colorful City or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and take this opportunity to do this reading while Dad is making them breakfast. And today we're going to be working with the Tarot of the Divine. And I actually have two decks smashed together because I'm extra. And I'm also going to be working with the Spirit Animal Oracle, as well as the Wisdom of the Oracle. These are the two ones that we're also going to be working with today. I'm going to be doing a live pull. These cards are obviously not pre-pulled, and I love it that way. And we're just going to keep it that way. And yes, so there have been a lot of things that have been coming through recently, and I really want to draw my focus and my attention on the Divine Feminine energies, and this is directly to the pre-colonial Divine Feminine energy. A lot of that has been coming through with Jupiter being in the sign of Cancer, which I feel like is very fitting. I feel like Jupiter being in the sign of Cancer has awakened a lot within myself. I've actually been drawn to do so much more genealogy, and I've been drawn to do so much more ancestor work. And since doing so, I will be honest with you and say that it has been such a wild experience. The dreams that I have been having, the downloads that I have been receiving, the oils that have been coming through, like, it's been amazing, you know, this whole ride, this whole journey. And I want to say too that the reason why I feel like I'm being called to talk about this now is because when you're doing your ancestor work, or when you're doing any type of spiritual work, sometimes the energy can be overwhelming, and sometimes we can find ourselves really confused with the images and the messages that come through and whatnot. And the reason why is because sometimes, or a lot of the time, we revert to our logical mind to try and figure out what our Divine Feminine is saying, or what these messages are essentially entailing. And that in itself could be very defeating, because at times when we go looking for the answer in a way that we do, sometimes it causes more confusion than if anything. So I feel like this experience really has challenged me to the core to fully rely on my intuition. And I'm telling you, as strong as an intuition as I have, I am someone that reverts to logic because I feel like there's a logical explanation to everything. And I am a firm believer that your intuition will always lead you to the right reasoning. But even at times, I find myself getting confused because I'm looking for the answer. I'm wanting to search for like tangible evidence. And that, for whatever reason, I feel like is the message for today. It's that you don't have to always go looking for tangible evidence. You don't always have to go looking for some type of logical reason. And the reason is because logic can be distorted. Just because it's a person's truth does not mean that it is the truth in its totality. Sometimes a person's truth, or more often than not, that truth is rooted in their own perception and how they view the world and how they view others and their own subjective experiences, right? And I feel like that's the wisdom that Spirit's getting to us, is that your intuition will always supersede anything and everything else, and that your intuition will always lead you to the right reasoning. It's really been challenging for me to accept certain things because of the certain ideologies that we have over, over ourselves, our culture, and things like that, especially in, certain communities and whatnot. And it just kind of sucks because when you start to really do the work, when you start to really do, the word is like universal truth. When you start to really do the work, you realize that universal truth is one thing, and then there's also other truths that are also as equally as important. But I'm hearing that it's not a one-size-fit-all thing. It's one of those things where you have to honor what your truth is, and you also have to honor someone else's truth. And I also do feel like in this age, we tend to take our titles and the words that we use very seriously, which I'm all for. I also think that at times, when you've been told a story for so long, it And when you start looking for that evidence, or when that evidence supports that without you looking to see if there's any other evidence, sometimes that could be just as harmful. Sometimes that can be just as, it could be just as defeating, especially when there's other things that support, you. Why am I saying all this? The reason why I'm saying this is because we are basically back in the energy of the matriarch. And if you guys hear anything, it's because of the trash man is here. The man who works with our cast is here. Constantly going to go look for something when your spirit tells you everything, when your intuition tells you, can be so defeating, and it's almost kind of like a slap in the face of the divine, especially when the divine is always talking to us through our intuition. So for us to try and look for this, look for evidence to validate what spirit tells us, sometimes it could be, at times it could definitely be a slap in the face, especially if we're ignoring, right? If we're ignoring that intuitive hunch. So, wow, speaking of intuition, that is so wild, because look at that. The first card that we have here is the High Priestess. Of course we would have the High Priestess as the first card showing up right now while we're talking about intuition. Like, of course. See, look at that, and then like looking for answers. That's so interesting. Like, looking for answers. Wowzers. Okay. I cannot say that I'm surprised though to see that. And it's so funny because in my head I'm like, I wonder if we're gonna see the High Priestess. And there she is. Okay. Anyway, so basically, absolutely, like, your intuition is always going to lead you to the right reasoning, and your intuition is always going to be that guide if you allow it. Your guides always speak to you through your intuition. That's how you get those smells, those hunches, you get those visions, those dreams and whatnot. Like, that's how your guides, that's how God, that's how the divine speaks to you. Okay, those cards obviously wanted to jump fully out there. Okay. Well, let's put the Hermit here, actually. Let's put this down here. So for the first card that jumped out, as you guys saw, was the High Priestess. The High Priestess is known as an energy. Hang on one second, you guys. I have to go chasing the card. What card does this have to chase? Nine of Cups. Okay. So the High Priestess is known for working her magic. The High Priestess is known to see as much as the divine allows her to see. And she will not question. It will not question. That archetype will not question. This archetype says, I do not need to know everything. I feel it all, and I know that no matter what, I am always going to be divinely led. Let me put the High Priestess actually as the main character here. There we go. That's better. Because she was the first one to show face. So it's so interesting because I feel like with this, someone's going to go look for, that's so interesting. Someone's going to go look for answers. That's so funny that this is coming. Okay, the way that the messages are coming through right now, they're so beautiful. And the reason why I say that is because I can see someone kind of going to go look for answers, and the word is comfort. Like, someone's going to go look for answers because they're seeking comfort. And I feel like it has everything to do with something that happened before, like in, like in their past. Like in the past, someone wanted something, right? And it has everything to do with this idea of like comfort, but there's also this idea of medicine. Like, what I want is directly related to the medicine that I need. And that is what your intuition is trying to tell you. There was something that happened before, and your desires now, the things that you want, the things that you feel, the things that you are gravitating towards, is a direct reflection of the medicine that you are needing right now in your life. And I do feel like there is some type of journey where you're saying, I'm wanting to show up for this. I'm wanting to give my all to this. I'm willing to allow this to grow over time. Whatever this is, like, I want it to feed me and help me grow over time. And I feel like I just need to find the answer. The Hermit card shows up when we kind of isolate ourselves. Okay, so we have the Six of Cups here twice. We have the Six of Cups in reverse and also the Six of Cups upright. So we have the Six of Course twice here. The Six of Coins, Pentacles twice. Cups, I'm sorry. The Six of Cups twice. Oh wow, we have the Ace of Cups. Right. So it really does feel like someone is like they're like on the hunt, like on the search. The Fool card is bringing me to the energy that is on the search. It's like, okay, I know that there are so many different ways that this can play out. There's so much potential, so much opportunity, and I'm willing to jump on that if it means that I get the medicine that I do need. But what I'm hearing is the word calculated risks. Spirit is wanting to remind you that sometimes the risks that you take need to be calculated, but not even just that. You don't want to constantly be so calculated so where you miss the very messages that Spirit is saying. What I'm hearing is that someone is on the search for truth. There is some type of truth that someone is looking for. There's some type of medicine. I can't help but feel like there's a medicine that someone is needing right now, whether it be an actual form of medicine or some type of ancient medicine, some type of, what I'm hearing is like, it's just like primordial medicine or medicine before your family line or lineage was tampered with. It's this pre-colonial medicine is what I'm hearing. And that word has been coming up a lot recently. Pre-colonial and colonization, that has been coming up a bunch. And I mean a lot. So this has everything to do with someone someone is like peering through the past. What I'm hearing is like a past life regression. Someone may have done a past life regression. Someone may have looked to the past to see where something went wrong, like Akashic Records. This is giving me Akashic Records for whatever reason. It's like they peered to the past to try to make sense of the present, and they peered to the past to see what they can do now to make this current better. They're wanting to invest in something. They're wanting to give themselves to something, but not even just that. They feel, what I'm hearing is like they want to feel excited again, but what they're needing is medicine. What they're needing is love. What they're needing is opportunity. What they're needing is resources. Like they need something to help them. But the thing is that the High Priestess says, I know I don't know every single thing, but I do know that everything that I need to know is within me already. And I also will receive divine wisdom from the stars, from my magic, right? Or really from God through my magic, right? Because God will speak to me through my magic. So this is letting me know that someone is called to work their magic, but you want to do it with the intention to receive truth and receive medicine. Okay, that's kind of what I'm feeling here. Also, let me flip these cards over. See the Page of Swords. You're like on the search for truth, you're questioning. And then you have the World card here. This is, yeah, see, someone is looking for something. Someone is looking for like confirmation is what I'm hearing. And also, that's another thing that Spirit wants to talk to you about. There's this constant need for us to look for confirmation, and sometimes the confirmation is found within ourselves. The confirmation does not always look like you looking outside of you to validate what you're feeling. At times, I feel like Spirit wants us to be secluded. It wants us to be in our own space so that the answers come to us without us having to constantly go out and question. The Page of Swords here, it's a sign of intelligence. It's this inquisitive mind. It's this mind or this energy that wants to know, that wants to find out, that seeks. But sometimes the downfall of the Page of Swords is that it speaks a bit too much without listening. Even though this Page of Swords is not in reverse, that's what I'm being brought to. I'm also hearing that, yes, it's imperative that you do speak up. It's imperative that you do speak up for yourself, speak up for others when you need to. But this is one of those things where Spirit is saying is that you are young right now, and you are, yes, like you are young at the moment, and I want you to open yourself up to other wisdom. The hermit here is not saying it, but the hermit somehow was wounded. And this is connecting me to Chiron. It's where you tune into your greatest wound and you pull wisdom from that, because you know intuitively that there is so much to be gained from it. The fact that you have Six of Wands here, I do feel also that there's someone that could be coming up in your life, or someone from the past definitely may be coming up right now. And this energy is like, listen, like I don't want to say that they want to apologize, but it's almost kind of like, because you're in this space where you're new, or not you're new, but the fact that you're in this space where you feel like a lot of newness and you're in this receptivity, when you're in this receptive state, it almost kind of feels like this person is showing up saying, I really want to give you this, I really want to give you that, but you're kind of calculating it, saying, you know what, this is where I have to use my discernment. And I love that. The Queen of Swords is not here, but the Queen of Swords is the energy that says, you know what, let me use my discernment, because I don't really know if this is like really for me or not. And I'm feeling like, I'm just kind of feeling, you know, like I'm feeling, I don't know if I really want this or not, because I know that in the past, this, and that happened. Anyway, moving on. Let me take a sip of tea real quick, you guys. That tea is so good. I'm drinking raspberry leaf tea, just in case you guys want to know. I really do enjoy that tea. So I do feel like the fact that you have the Ace of Pentacles here and the Ace of Cups here, I feel this kind of feels like a fresh start. Like someone is starting fresh, but Spirit is saying, like, when you do start over, I want you to really allow your intuition to guide you on this one. In the past, you were notoriously known for using logic, but Spirit is giving you the okay. Spirit is giving you the comfort. Spirit is giving you the confirmation to use your intuition, because your intuition will pick up on it before your logical mind even would. Your subconscious will speak to you before your conscious mind does. And also that subconscious, the unconscious mind, that subconscious is actually more in control than what you think, because at times your actions, right, are a direct reflection as to what you got going on in the dark, what you've got going on in the shadows, what you've got going on in your divine feminine. So this is you allowing yourself to be led by this divine feminine energy. And so I do see that if you are listening to this, that chances are is that you are showing up as the divine feminine, not only for yourself, but also for the world, for your community. That's the reason why you do have the World card here. I do feel like people will come to you asking for questions. That's the reason why the Page of Swords here. People are willing to invest in you because of how you are showing up. That's really what that is. Also, people have an awe for you. People are admired by your work. People are admired by the knowledge and the wisdom that you do give. And also, they are just simply admired by you. And Spirit is saying, is like, I really want you to be open up to that. And the reason is because the wealth that you are going to receive is going to come from you being in your divine feminine space. This means showing up as the matriarch. This means showing up as the seer. This means showing up as the witch. This means showing up as the divine mother. This means oh my God, there's a beautiful cardinal in the tree. Okay, cardinals are here. I love it. Oh my goodness. I wish I could just turn the camera, but I can't. Because if I do that, it's going to be too late. It's probably going to fly away. So there's a cardinal here in the tree right in front of... So the cardinal may be a messenger for you. This may be an ancestor. This may be someone who's like giving you confirmation. It definitely is coming up as a spirit guide right now. Your animal totem or your spirit animal may be the cardinal. But either way it goes, I do feel like this is one of those things where you yourself want to show up, right? Cardinal energy, that's this energy here. It's like you want to show up as this divine feminine, because that in itself is the medicine. You are the medicine. You are the medicine. And I'm willing to bet that you are someone that has a very strong intuition. You may not say everything that you know, and it's good that you don't. And the reason why is because you don't need to, because you never want to give a person or anyone everything that you know. You can give them, like, you know, hints at times, but Spirit says to remember to leave some mystery. You always want to leave mystery. Do not ever tell everyone everything you know. There's a difference between you being open and transparent about your life, you being open and transparent about the way that you operate and things of that nature, but you do not want to tell everybody everything that you know. Leave some mystery to you. Mark my words, if you were to leave mystery to you, you'll be surprised as to how much people want to search for you even more if you leave that mystery. And it's not a matter of manipulation. Speaking of mystery, stop. The Queen of Wands is here. Y'all, the reading is what it is. You have the Queen of Wands here, and you also do have Temperance here. Need we say more? No, we don't. Oh, the Page of Cups is also here. And the Three of Cups. Okay, that's enough. So, with the Three of Cups here, with the Page of Cups, with the Queen of Wands, and with the Temperance card here, what this looks like is a very favorable reading. It looks very favorable. It looks very... Let me see if I can kind of like zoom in so you guys can see that. Alright, I just wanted to kind of show you guys that. Anyway, so essentially this feels like... I don't want to say this feels like fortune, but this feels like you stepping really deeper into your divine feminine essence in a very unapologetic way. If you are listening to this right now, you are being called to, oh my goodness, the Three of Cups is here again. Three of Cups is here again. So you have the Three of Cups twice. This is letting me know that you are definitely someone who's going to start showing up for people. If you guys hear anything in the background, I apologize. It's because my son, my 3-year-old, sometimes he gets frustrated and he likes things when he likes them, and he does not like to wait. And at times he starts crying and getting like he gets pissed off. He starts raging. I don't know. He's got this Scorpio rising, so his chart is Mars and Pluto, of course. Oh, look at that, new life. I love the fact that you got new life. That is so fitting. So the fact that you have new life here, especially with the Three of Cups here, someone definitely is starting from a space of wisdom, and Spirit is saying like, listen, I really want you to tune into your divine feminine, and I want you to be patient with yourself. This is a journey that what I'm seeing is that it will play out in stages, is what Spirit is saying. It will play out in stages, and you have to allow it to play out the way that it's going to play out. Your intuition is always going to lead you to the right reasoning, yes, but Spirit is like, I really just want you to trust in that inner knowing above all else. And no matter what anyone else tells you, you know what is true for you, and you don't have to allow the noise of the outside world infiltrate or direct, or what is another word that I'm looking for, influence how you feel, how you think, right? And it's so interesting because we have here by the book. I feel like this by the book is a representation of the High Priestess following Spirit's guidance. And I really do feel like this is one of those things where you really want to allow yourself to allow Spirit to guide you without being influenced by the world. And it really does feel... You guys, give me 1 second. I have to go check on the baby to see what's going on. Alright, you guys, my apologies. I'm back. So basically the fact that you do have new life here and you have by the book is reminding me of the High Priestess working her magic and doing things the way that her guides and specifically the divine source would have her do it. And so this means that by the book does not mean you going outside doing it their way. It means you doing it your way. It means you doing it in a way that is, I want to say, do it in a way that fits you and suits you. Do it in a way that reflects the reverence and the respect that you have for Spirit, for the divine, for God, for source, whatever it looks like for you, whether that be an archetype, whether that be a being that you believe created the whole, the whole universe, whether you believe that this great creator is the creator of all, whether you believe that to be simply the void itself. I mean, whatever you believe in, whatever that divine source is for you, do it in that way. Because by you doing it in that way, it will reflect you, yourself. It'll reflect your highest divinity. Oh, wow. Okay. And then you have your why. That's so interesting because this is actually bringing me to the Hermit card. I know you guys saw that flip out. The fact that you have your why here, you have the Hermit and you also have the Page of Swords. I feel like it is in this life, it is you surrendering and you allowing yourself to be led by this higher knowing. That is when the why will become, that is when the why will get answered. That's so funny. Even though I'm seeing like tangible evidence here, or someone looking for tangible evidence, I really feel like you're going to find the answer along the way. But not even just that, I feel like the answer will come to you via your intuition, and then you'll start to see it play out in your reality. I don't see you finding the answer and like literally like outside of you first. I feel like the answer is going to come to you, and I'm going to trust that. Whatever the question you keep asking yourself, right, you really want to open yourself up to receive the ultimate truth, and it's going to come to you intuitively first. I really feel like it's going to come to you intuitively. I'm going to stick with that because that is what I feel. I just feel like the answer is going to be, yeah, it just is what it is. I really want you to understand that even when you find yourself doubting, because there is a level of doubt that I'm sensing from someone. It's like they're doubting, is this really going to work? And is really what I'm doing going to bring me the results that I want? Is this, what is this for? Is this meaningless? Like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Right? There's always these questions, why? But sometimes when we ask these questions, it does feel there may be like a sense of doubt lingering underneath the question why. And there really is no need for you to doubt, and the reason is because your intuition will supersede all. Your intuition is what's going to lead you and guide you. I don't know why I keep hearing like the word comfort. The fact that you have the Page of Cups here, this also lets me know that someone it's like they have such a pure heart. Like, you are someone that has a pure heart. I mean, your energy may be very intense, but you still nonetheless have a very pure heart. And like, that's what makes you worthy, right? Like, that's what makes Spirit want you as a guide, because of the purity that you have. The word is corruption. Someone maybe like down the line may have been through a lot in their life, and as a result of that, they became like a little corrupted at some point. But Spirit says, I forgive. I forgive. Like, I forgive. Okay, you have dream. You have the lizard spirit. Dream the world into being. I just heard the word scope. Like, the scope of things. When you think about lizards, they travel, right? So with this lizard spirit, I don't know why these two cards are going to come out. I'm going to let it come out. With this spirit energy, it's bringing me, I'm seeing like a salamander, and it's just like, that's so interesting that I'm seeing like a salamander, and then I'm hearing like Komodo dragon. That's so funny that I'm sensing that right now. Oh goodness, embrace it in between. Okay, so basically the fact that we do have the lizard spirit here, it's so funny because the lizard spirit is bringing me to the King of Wands. And so when you think about the King of Wands, there actually is a lizard on that card, I believe. And so the fact that this is bringing me to the King of Wands, it's one of those things where, like, once you do get this, okay, once your intuition does speak, you'll know what to do. You'll know where to go. You'll know how to journey. And I do feel like even if you don't know how to journey, I feel like that's the journey in itself sometimes. Like, that's sometimes what we need to learn. It's like how. And it's not even just a matter of how. It's just a matter of you doing it, because the word is instinct. Like, I'm hearing like the word instinct. It's your inner instinct. Follow your inner instinct. Right? Like, I don't know why. And I feel like the reason why Spirit is giving me the word instinct is because when you think about instinct, right? Think about this uncivilized, this more wild woman, wild man type of energy where you just do it and it feels instinctual. It's like this, I don't know why the word is like uncolonized. This uncolonized, like this primal aspect of you just knows. Right? This primal instinct. It's like this primal instinct, right? Your intuition is more, I want to say, like, it's when you're like in more of like a passive state. but like this instinct is like you feel it and you just have to do it because you feel like the need to do it. Does that make sense? So I feel like that's kind of the energy that I'm sensing with this lizard spirit. Dream the world into being. Use your inner instinct. It's like, I feel this, and I'm going to do what I got to do to get it done, but not before you allow yourself to be in your intuition. I'm going to stand on that. You also have the canary spirit. Sing your own song and be loyal to what you love. This definitely means, to me, this be loyal to what you love. This is a covenant that I'm sensing. This definitely is a covenant. It really does feel like someone is saying, I'm choosing this, I'm marrying this, I want this, and I'm going to continue to do what I need to do. Sing your own song, canary spirit. To me, this reminds me of someone simply just doing things in a way that is 100% authentic to them, and someone being honest about their story, someone being truthful and honest. Just be true and honest, right? Without fear. Because it's your story that people will find themselves gravitating towards. It's you sharing your story that will help people come together. Especially the fact that you do have the Three of Cups here twice. The fact that you do have the Three of Cups here twice and the Six of Cups here twice, this lets me know that you're creating a new community of people. You may have left some people behind in the past, and now you're in a space where you're welcoming in these new friendships, these new connections. And I love that. This feels like networking. This feels like going to a party. This feels like showing up, sharing with people your gifts and your talents, and people communing around you, celebrating you and saying, welcome aboard, welcome to our team. That's what I'm getting with the Three of Cups here twice. And the fact that you do have the Page of Cups here, that reminds me of actually the canary spirit singing your own song. Now you do have embrace it in between. This is one of those things where I'm going to say that anything could happen, but I want you to embrace all of what is going on now. It's not a matter of it being this way or that way. It's everything in between. It could be this, it could be that, but then there's also this. You don't want to bypass that gray area, and that gray area is Spirit's reminder that your logical mind will choose either this or that, and Spirit says, I don't want you to choose this or that. It is not always hot and cold, black or white, red or blue. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's gray, sometimes it's purple, right? Sometimes it's brown. Like it could be all of these different elements, right? At the end of the day, Spirit is wanting you to follow your intuition first and foremost, always, 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 and forever. Okay, it's so interesting because my former husband used to say always and forever. He used to always tell me that. He was an Aries. Anyway, I love you guys so very much. Thank you so much for tuning into this reading, to this YouTube channel. If you guys need anything else from me, please feel free to visit me online over at the Saiyonan path.org. If you guys would like to, you guys can also follow along with me on Instagram over at Magic of Eden. I may or may not be changing it to at the Saiyonan Archives. We will see. I am actually rebranding, so I'm not really sure. But anyway, I love you guys, and make sure you check the links down in the description box, because I'm going to make sure to link the cards there if I remember. And if there's nothing else, I love you, and I'll catch you in my next video.